here with Kaitlyn Foley and Shelby Timmerman to preview the 2024 competitive cheer season here at Concordia. Before we kind of dive into this season, how about just how were you able to maybe enjoy your Christmas break before coming back? I don't know if you want to start, Kaitlyn and Shelby.
I think Christmas break was definitely about just hanging out with family, seeing all of my nieces and nephews, just having fun, just really thinking about the routine, getting back into gear, and just preparing for the next semester in the competitive season.
Yeah, I think for me, it's a really good rest time. But then the week before we come back, I'm always thinking about cheer. I always know, running through it in my head, getting prepared for it. So.
I think it's been several years now that the program has kind of brought people back before the semester starts. I don't know, what is this week like, Kaitlyn, for you in the program?
So this week is a very important week, I feel like, because it's where we rep everything in the routine. We make sure that we're hitting our stunts, figuring things out, and just doing the routine over and over again. So it's very important to get ready for when we actually compete.
Shelby, anything different about things right now? I mean, you've been through this now for a few years.
Yeah. Let's see. It's kind of a time where we really look at it as a whole and think of the little things. We break it all apart and we clean it up, make sure it's as perfect as we can get it for our first competition, because that's what the judges really look at.
Mm-hmm. Well, last season, I think some good things happened. With as far as Kaitlyn, what was maybe your lasting memory of what happened last season?
I think my favorite part of last season was when we hit our pyramid, hit all of our stunts, hit our pyramid. That was the thing that we were focusing on and had a lot of troubles with the first competition. And once we hit our pyramid, it's like everything just kind of clicked, and we just continued to do that every competition. So it was really nice.
Mm-hmm. Shelby, do you feel like you picked up where you left off, or does it take a little while to get back into the swing of things?
I mean, it's always it's different year to year, because either having new people come in, like our freshmen, and we have some transfers this year. And also the thing this year is we're all girl. We don't have any boys, so we're not co-ed anymore, so it's all girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a different dynamic.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out how we all work together being all girl. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've gotten some background in the past on Shelby. Kaitlyn, how did you come to choose Concordia in the first place?
So Coach Emily was actually my old cheer coach at Northeast, and she invited me to come here to cheer, and that's really what I wanted to do in college. I was looking forward to cheer, so I came here, and I started off as a flyer, and now that we're all girl on the base now, so it's really nice.
Shelby, what have you enjoyed the most, if you are reflecting on this now as you're a senior, right?
Yeah. I can talk about my favorite memory that
Sure.
I always think about our York competition last year.
Yes.
It finally fully clicked for us, and as soon as the end of the routine happened, we were so excited. Our teammates were crying. It was just a great feeling, and I have a video of the routine, and I always watch it, and that's gonna probably be my favorite memory forever.
I agree.
So.
Mm-hmm. And you've both gotten used to Coach Mandy Mazer and Emily Aschenbach. No, things got restructured just a little bit. Emily's now officially the head coach for cheer. What have you enjoyed about just the way she approaches things? I don't know if you both want to answer that.
I think that Emily does a very good job of making sure that we are very dedicated to what we're doing, but at the same time understanding our strengths and what we bring best to the team. And I think she does a really good job of just making sure that we all, are just bringing a little. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree with
Yeah.
that. She knows us in and out, what we're good
Yeah.
at, things that we might not be the best at, and she puts us in spots where we all can do
Yes.
great, and that's what makes the whole routine and the whole team do so well. is because she can play off of our strengths, and it's like, you can do that, so you're gonna do it. And
Yeah, she never fails to push us.
yeah,
So.
she's just an overall really great person, and she knows us on a personal level that's not just cheer related. So she gets to know us individually, and that is huge.
That's huge.
Well, hadn't brought up CIT from last year. I guess unless you're a senior last year, you hadn't had a chance to experience it, so it was something new. What did you think of that whole spectacle and that experience? Obviously, their cheer and dance competitions every Saturday morning of the event now.
Well, me and Shelby are both seniors, so that was our first CIT that we've ever experienced. And it was just very cool to experience. I think that was one of my favorite experiences from last year. Just the basketball gaming environment, the student section. It was just the most fun thing that I could have been at.
Yeah, and on the cheer side of it, at the cheer competition, it's just a little bit different. We actually have to do a sideline portion right before we do our routine. So leading up to CIT, it was a completely different way of doing things. I have personally never done a sideline portion and then jumped into a comp routine before, so it was a learning experience, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was good.
And the scoring is not the same as a regular,
It's not.
right?
Nope.
So you just want to do your best to try to get first place, and
Yeah.
hopefully that's going to happen this year at Wisconsin.
Yes,
Hopefully,
I hope
yes.
We
so.
were so close
I
last
know, we
year.
were.
It was
the less than a point.
0.0 something
Yeah. Less
to
than a
getting
point.
first last year, so it's gonna happen this year.
Getting towards the end, but GPAC I think was a good performance to third place. How do you kind of build off that? It seems like the teams in the conference have been getting better too the last few years.
I think when it comes to GPAC, it's really important to just look at all the dedication that you put in over the years, even for incoming freshmen. Just keeping that motivation to constantly better yourself and better for the team. I think that's what leads us to do so well at GPAC, just because we all want the best for the team.
And to keep moving forward on a personal level, like tumbling, so you have to keep working on your tumbling, and that's what gets us ahead of other teams.
Yeah.
Because other schools can add more tumblers, so we have to add more tumblers if we want to stay at where we're going and get higher than we did last year.
I also think we focus on one thing at a time at practice too. So let's say one competition, we have a certain stunt, okay? We hit that, then we add something else, and it's more difficult, and we keep going by competition so that at the end, it's the best that we can do. And I think that's
At the hardest
the hardest
that we
point.
can do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Was going to ask. So both of you are seniors. Have you figured out what is next after this semester is over with? Then.
So I'm actually staying for a 5th year next
Okay.
year, and I am an education student. So I will be just taking some more education classes and probably gonna help out more on the coaching side a little bit, hopefully.
For me, I just finished student teaching, so I will graduate in May, and it is a big possibility that I will be back, and I'm going to apply for grad school. So,
Okay. So we haven't seen the last of you here around
I don't think
Concordia.
so.
All right.
Nope.
Last thing, can I get a SCO Dogs?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Go Dogs!